Can y'all hear me? Oh, okay, good. All right. I'll well call the meeting to order. Welcome to the Omaha Inland Port Authority's annual meeting, board meeting, August 6, 2026 at 4:30 p.m. And we'll call this meeting to order. And can I get a roll call?
Reedman. Helgerson.
Here.
Warren.
Here.
Phillips. McKinney.
Here.
Tapia. White.
Thank you. A certificate of publication. It is certifies publication in the Daily Record on July 31st, 2026. Notice of the Inland Port Authority annual meeting on August 6, 2026. A current copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is available on site in the meeting room 201 AB. Thank you. And next we'll move on to item 3, project reports, Airport Business Park project.
George, you can decide if you'd like to stand there at the mic, or I have a clicker right here.
That better? So, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. George Ochola appearing on behalf of OEDC team to give you your monthly report for August. So I'll go ahead and get started. All right, so, I think most of this is pretty performant that you guys are pretty well aware of. The guiding principles, nothing has changed. Clearly, we are still endeavoring to create quality jobs, spur wide economic development and community development, and create a beautiful and attractive community environment. So that's still where we're at, and that's kind of what we're still trying to pursue. And I think, this is important. We always keep this up to the business recruitment strategy. I think what we've talked about, we want to make sure that we have that risk mitigation strategy, and doing it in a third is kind of the approach that we're looking at. And so, we got the large businesses, the third, medium and growing, and then the small entrepreneurial businesses. And I think, the third one is as critical as the first one. So we're hoping that we can be, kind of a central focus for some of those small entrepreneurial businesses as well. Oops. So, I think as everybody understands, this originally started as a, 1 or 2 site project, but as time and things evolved, we're looking at a multifaceted approach. Clearly, we've got the Lakeview Business Park as kind of the biggest part of this. Abbott, 2 Abbott properties, 5906 to 6162. We'll talk about those a little bit later on in the presentation, and then the 24th and Taylor project that we're also working on with a local business partner. 24th and Taylor, that site is there. What we're estimating is 25 to 45 permanent jobs. Things are still kind of in flux. We're moving forward. We're having discussions. We're planning with the folks there as well to kind of see what ultimately that's going to look like. 5906 Abbott, what you see there is 150 permanent jobs with about a $74,000 estimated annual salary. We'll talk about that resident here a little bit on as we move forward, or that tenant. And then we're looking at potentially 24 temporary jobs. Then the Lakeview Business Park, that's the big parcel that everybody's aware of. We're still going through some analysis on that parcel. We've retained a consultant to kind of give us some feedback and some information as far as that parcel is concerned. And we're hoping that within the next month or 2, we'll have some preliminary information that we can share with the board as we move forward. And then 6162 Abbott, that's a new one. Potentially looking at 100 to 150 permanent jobs. And that's the analysis of that is still in play. 24th and Taylor, I think the property was purchased in April. It has existing businesses that intend to move to a new facility in late 2026. And once that occurs, that facility will be fully available, and kind of the future activities that we would have planned would be hopefully continued communication with the current business tenant to see, what their timeline is, what they think they're going to do and when. Ongoing property management of the operating site, as well as continued communication with the North Omaha businessman who's the primary developer of that location. Abbott, I talked about briefly. That's PEI. I think we've talked about that publicly now. They purchased, we purchased that property in February of 2026. There was a news media release on that. That is basically the tenant is coming in. He is a manufacturer of components for military and otherwise. And so he's going to do a full build out of that property, and he's beginning that process now. Completion track, he anticipates to hire 150 permanent workers over the next 5 years. Average wage is about $74,000, and they have a 15-year community benefits agreement. I know that there was conversations about that. I did not have an executed copy, but we will get that to Gary and the team for their review and for their records as well. But that's in play as well. 1410 Locust, of course, that is the big parcel that we've talked about. Again, that was also purchased in February 2026. The best news, I think, that's occurred since the last meeting, this was one of the locations that did get the governor's designation for the Census Tract Aid, and I want to thank the folks in the room that were helping and were a part of that conversation with the governor's office. I think that's going to go a long way toward making this a fairly attractive parcel for investment. We're undergoing geotechnical testing. Some of that has been completed. Now the engineers are uploading the data to inform us what potential design possibilities are at that location. And then we find one of the things we're also talking about is roads. How can we, at some point we're going to have to build a road, and the question is where is going to be the best place to build that road? Where is going to be the most feasible place to build that road? And so we're working with the engineer to go through that process. And I talked about the market and feasibility. We did have somebody hired. One of the things we've talked about is clearly the youth sports or the sports aspect of it, either adult, women's or men's, as well as youth. So there is a gentleman that we've hired to kind of help us look at not only Omaha, but surrounding communities, surrounding states, to give us what I would call an unbiased evaluation of what this location can do as an economic driver, as well as jobs and other factors in terms of economic development. Future activities, we continue to evaluate, continue to refine the site plan based on engineering, and the goal is to hopefully have something done by the end of the year that we can get bids out and site mobilization, at least start some phases of this project. This will end up probably some type of phase project. It's probably going to be my best guess. 61, 62, we presented a timeline in June. We closed on the 8.7 acres of undeveloped land near the airport. We're looking at a couple concepts, one led by North Omaha business owner. Both concepts are commercial and industrial in nature. The activities that are continuing to happen at that location is, we'll continue to discuss the development plan around the two concepts being evaluated, as well as looking at what LOIs, letters of intent, or other terms would look like, community benefits agreement, as well as other potential terms for that location. As always, the word's out that we're looking, so we do get calls from brokers on various different occasions, whether or not this property that we would be interested in. If it makes sense, we'll look at it and bring it to you, but otherwise, we'll continue to evaluate opportunities as they do arise. I know folks are interested in timelines. I don't know if the board has a hard copy of this report, but I think this kind of lays out some of the timelines that we've projected, and I hope folks understand it's anticipated or projected. As all of us know in the real estate business, things happen that make the best made plans go awry, but overall this is kind of what we would anticipate for the different sites that we're looking at, just in terms of different activities that will lead up to economic development. Financial update, this is kind of where we're at. You can see the site acquisition. We've pretty well spent a large chunk of the site acquisition. Then you'll see we're looking at soft costs as well as development costs are starting to rise. Contingency has not been touched. The admin fee still is there. There's about 5.5 of the 8, 6 of the 8 remaining on the admin fee. And I think this is important. I know this is important to the commissioners as well as the public to be transparent about where everything is. And this is kind of where everything is at this junction. And I know that staff does have some of the paper that's behind some of these numbers for those board members who do want to look at some of the detail. Delays, right now, I can't say we've identified any any significant challenge or risk. Most of that we've worked through with your staff, but clearly we all know this is real estate and things will pop up, things may happen, and if those things do happen, we'll bring those to your staff and to you to have those conversations. I know we have not seen each other in a couple months. I know some of you are happy about that. Some of you are probably not. But I am open to taking questions. I know Mike is still here, and I will take any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Carmen?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. Ochola. Thanks for the report. From the financial update, beyond the hard costs that are allocated from the funds that you are to receive, have you forecasted what other pro forma hard costs and remediation for the projects that are planned?
We have done some internal forecasts and some internal analysis. Yes, we have done some of that, yes.
Is there anything that you can speak to today?
I don't want to speak off the top of my head, but if that's information that you want to look at, let me talk to Mike and Jeff to make sure that we're not putting anything out of the bag that would publicly cause us any issues. But we do have some of that analysis available if you folks want to look at it.
Thank you. Any other questions? I got a couple. One, I'm just curious, did you work in tandem with PI to put together this CBA?
We did.
Okay. Why wasn't the board engaged in that process?
Well, the way I think we generally work is we work with the staff. Now, we would hope that the staff engage the board if the staff has questions that have the board certain, I know all of you have different trigger points or different passions or interests. It's easier for us to work with staff and then have staff be the conduit to the board, because I think it would be hard for me and Mike or Jeff to have 9 different conversations with people as far as community benefits agreement. Now, Gary and staff and I, we've kind of worked on the baseline CBA and we've had conversations, but that's kind of the way we've handled those types of activities as we work with the executive director and the staff, and hopefully that they would engage you if there are questions.
Okay. Next question. This 24th and Taylor project, I see that it's not slated to be completed until after 2027, and that just raises a concern of mine that the funds won't be expended in time.
Yeah, we're fully aware of that date. We've talked about that internally, and I can promise you that I don't see us missing that mark. I don't see us missing the mark to have those funds obligated by that date.
Okay. Because I'm just wondering, because it's saying that the tenant will be leaving in 2027, and I don't see how any change could happen to that property in that same time.
No, I think there's things that can happen before the tenant leaves, because I think what I indicated, that's part of the discussions that we're having with the tenant, as far as there are things that we can do while they're there before they leave. So that's part of the discussion, because we don't want to disrupt their business, but I think ultimately we will be able to have discussions with that tenant that will allow us to be able to do some things or start some things before they leave.
Okay. And I was looking at, Gary shared the CBA with us, and I saw 24 employees. Are those new employees that PI has hired, or are those anticipated employees?
Those are the anticipated, the temporary. I think you're looking at the temp line. Those are the temporary employees. Those are anticipated, yes.
When should we expect them to begin?
I cannot tell you off the top of my head. I'll go back to PEI and get you an answer to that question.
All right. Have they moved in already?
They have not moved in because they've got to retrofit the entire retrofit the entire building to fit their manufacturing specifications that they've got. So they have the keys. They're under lease. So technically they have, quote unquote, primary legal responsibility right now as a tenant, while we have overarching responsibility as a landlord.
All right, my last question. When the announcement came out about PEI coming in or whatever, I found out it was PEI through the media, not through you. And I just found that concerning that we weren't given a heads up that whatever the entity was PEI.
Yeah, if that was not made known to you, that was probably a mistake, and that's probably something that we need to correct in the future.
I understand, but it continues a pattern that we've been expressing from day one.
Yeah, I understand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you. Next, we'll move to the executive director report. No, first, are there any comments? Sorry. I was looking across the room. My bad. All right, Joe.
Joe Higgins, CAC. I think it would be nice if the CAC had the benefit of looking at the community benefits agreements as well, existing and going forward. That's it.
Thank you. Other comments? Going once, going twice? Thank you. Now we'll move to the executive director report. Gary?
All right, thank you very much, Senator. I'm going to start off, I'm going to jump to, all right, Meyer, where am I pointing? Forward again. Okay, awesome. So I want to start off with just giving you all the year in a glance. As you all know, this has been a very busy first year for the full staff to be situated in. So first and foremost, I want to thank you all for your patience, the board for their leadership in this first year. That said, you all have done some amazing work collectively with us to move things forward, and so we wanted to notate that. Number one, as you know, the Innovation District plan that was pushed forward by the board early last year and completed at the end of last year was an amazing point with HRNA and the community to highlight the Innovation District proposal, location plans, and concepts, which we are in the middle of working on now. In addition to that, Airport Business Park, which I just want to give note, it is an amazing moment in the boundary to have a landed project that is creating jobs in the community. And so I want to pat on the back OEDC, Mike Maroney, for landing PEI in the community, 150 jobs, and we have representation here as well from PEI in the back of the room. I want to thank you for being here as well. While there are some hiccups, as the Senator mentioned, on communication, I just want to make sure it's very clear that job creation and the level of salary is something that should be celebrated, and so wanted to note that. Beyond that, though, we also had an amazing time trying to develop a concept that we call Creative Construction Campus. And I'm here to say today that we have at least 2 entities, and maybe 3, that are interested in being a part of the Innovation District space. And we've talked about the SIP panels group, so we have an LOI with them. And also we've talked about Alquist 3D construction. We have an LOI with them. And we just had a really cool conversation with the executive director of Nebraska Investment Finance Authority, who has a concept for modular housing, and there's opportunity for collaboration there. Another piece that I think the team has worked really hard on that I want to highlight is the Impact Fund and Housing Fund. This was something that the board members and community wanted to see something early and quick. We had hopes of having some interest funds to make that a little bit more plentiful. However, we are here today to say that we've announced that at least 7 grants were awarded this summer to businesses and entities looking to do business, housing, and other efforts within the boundary. So kudos to the team, and I just want to say a special shout out to the Impact Fund Committee that included Mr. White, Mrs. Tapio, and Brooke Aiken, who is not here today, and also highlight key staffer who was focusing on that, which was Jen McCune, who's in the back with the flowers in her hair. So I just want to thank them for hard work. I know behind the scenes, everyone who knows grant work is not, it is not easy work. So I'm really excited about that. Another piece to this, though, is the deployment coming up of $1.2 million of loan funds to support projects, as well as $3 million set aside that I want to give a shout out to Commissioner Phillips for helping to push that forward in a speedy and appropriate way with the Red Committee. So just some notes I wanted to give to you all. Moving forward, though, just make a note that with Oak Investments, is Oak here? See Spencer in the room. They have been really helpful in collaboration with James Caraway, who's in the back. James, raise your hand. He's got the three-piece suit on from 1930. Just really hard work to highlight, identify property, and then go through that process to secure 24 properties and parcels in the boundary for the community to develop this innovation district. So if you all wouldn't mind giving a round of applause just for that. And last but not least, we have had amazing work from the board leadership, and that means that we have not only listened to the board and put out 900 plus meetings and community engagements within this last year, but we've also had a conduit bonding policy that got passed through the state due to Senator McKinney and his efforts, as well as others. So I just want to notate that. Last but not least, I want to move this on to some key financing pieces, and we have Catherine here to take us through that.
Thank you, Gary. And thank you to the board members, partners, stakeholders, and community members that are here today. We really appreciate you being here for us for our first annual board meeting. Since our inception in February of 2025, which was before Gary was hired, the Omaha Inland Port Authority has moved from vision to action. And in just over a year, with Gary's help and the team's help, we've established the organization, built our leadership team, developed strategic partnerships, and begun implementing projects that will drive long-term growth in the district. And so just some highlights that I wanted to bring forth for you guys. We have secured and managed approximately $125.3 million in public investment. As Gary mentioned, we've engaged in more than 900 community meetings and stakeholder interactions, and we've built relationships with more than 30 strategic partners. We've deployed funds of $73.92 million already. Most of that is with the team that's in the back of the room that presented earlier, ODEC, and we're really pleased with the amount of money that we've been able to deploy and give to them for the work that they're working on. We've acquired 24 properties and assembled approximately 6 acres for future development. And as Gary mentioned, we've awarded 7 impact grants, which are very, again, I want to give a shout out to Jen too. Grants are very hard when you have money, it's everybody thinks it's really easy to give it away, but it is a lot of work. And so shout out to Jen on that. And then the $1.2 million in the loan fund is excellent. It's an excellent opportunity, and excited to move forward with that here. We have been responsible stewards, so we did have a successful and clean audit for the 2025 year, and we look forward to having another one in the 2026 year. We have spent about $4.8 million in property acquisitions inside the district, and our administrative costs have remained very small percentage of all the total resources that we're managing. So in closing out, this was a year of building the foundation. The next chapter is about delivering results, and I'd like to thank the board, the staff, the partners, and elected officials and community members here for having faith and allowing me to be your director of finance and work with you as this organization grows and only gets better. So thank you.
All right, just one more. Oh, yes.
Before we take questions, hi, I'm hiding behind these screens over here. If anyone is looking for copies of this financial snapshot, as well as the document that Gary just went over, we have printed copies out in the lobby as you go out and mingle there, but they're also available via QR code at that table just in the back with the 3D model back there. So you can get the full board packet with all of those items on there as well.
And last but not least, I think we will provide a video a little bit later.
Yes.
Okay.
We can do it now.
Oh,
it's up to you.
Let's do it now. Let's
Okay.
do it now.
too long, and it's time that we get on a level playing field with the rest of the city, and that's what the Inland Port Authority is going to do.
Your team is
We are not here to displace. We are not here to erase. We are not here to simply look and speak, but we're here to invest. We're here to collaborate. We are here to build community.
I am excited about this opportunity. One of the things I campaigned on as mayor is the fact that I want us to do intentional economic development. And this is what intentional economic development looks like.
North Omaha has been
I think that's it.
All right, thank you. Any comments? No?
Thank you. I think I could speak loud enough, but just in case, Cheryl Weston, I'm following procedure. A question on the chart that you had, the snapshot, and I wanted to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. In the 92%, is that saying 92% of the impact grants deployed and the impact grants, the impact grants that were deployed, 92% of that went into the zip codes? What does that mean, spending by zip codes?
So that snapshot is actually part of the request that we've had from previous community members at previous meetings, where they wanted to see our total spend for the entire institution over the course of the year by zip code. So the impact grants are only businesses within the zip code, but when it shows that total amount, because we have vendors like Cintas, who cleans our carpets, that are not within the zip code. So that breakdown shows 92% of our total budget was within the zip code. The next percentage, I'd have to flip over to my little page, are the zip codes immediately in proximity to our boundary, and then after that, it's within the Omaha area and then outside of the Omaha proper.
So that's 92% of that 1.26
Of the total, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? No? Thank you. We'll move on to committee reports. The first committee report is the Executive and Governance Committee report, which
Senator. We were going to have these ones just be the online copy this month.
oh, okay. All right, cool.
So again, on the green QR code, you can read all of our lovely minutes from the 2 months of subcommittee reports for this month.
All right, so we'll move to the action items first. So the first action item is the approval of the June 4th, 26 meeting minutes. Roll call. Oh, a motion.
Second, Helgerson.
Roll call.
Reedman.
Yes.
Helgerson.
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
McKinney.
Yes.
Tapio.
Yes.
White. Motion carries.
Okay, the next action item is approval of the conduit bonding language. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second, Tapio.
Any discussion? Summary?
Sure. So your legal counsel will take this on. We are very encouraged by this and thankful the state of Nebraska, led by Senator McKinney, adopted this in the past legislation. It is an entirely new tool for economic development. We are going to be hopefully the first to deploy it in the state of Nebraska. But it allows in lieu of tax agreements, instead of TIF where there's an increment, this can front load the incentive for developers to choose a particular property within our district. And so we're very much looking forward to using this tool because we've had TIF available for decades, a very long time, and it's not been enough. So we're really excited about this capability. It's a flexible tool. We are going to work in concert with the other taxing subdivisions and make sure there's no surprises. But bottom line for us, we've got a solid state law, and we've got examples from Port KC that have made the templates here that are kind of our starting points. So there's actually 3 action items for the board to look at tonight. One is the policy, the other is a template agreement, and then there's a background memorandum from the bond lawyer and your general counsel. So those are the 3 items together that we're asking the board to approve tonight.
I just had a question, Joel. We had talked about potential risk or liability, particularly on the part of the Inland Port Authority. This bonding tool is for private investment, and it would be incumbent upon the developer to assume the risk. If you could just clarify that.
No, I'm grateful for the question because that's an important clarification. All of these, the developer maintains the risk. So there is no public backing or underwriting of the bonds. So there's no risk to the Port Authority when we do these agreements.
Any other questions?
Joel, could you just talk a little bit about sort of before and after the legislature took action this past session? How does this new tool sort of differ maybe from what was available in the past with revenue bonds or from other economic development incentives like TIF? Could you just talk a little bit more about the structure and maybe like a ABC for the public who haven't had the benefit of reading all this?
Sure. So it's economic development tool, but it's basically using what would be the property tax. And they would wear our tax exempt hat during the 15-year period of the agreement. And that's the payback comes from the incentive of being tax exempt for that 15-year period. TIF works a little differently, and you've got a different starting point. So TIF takes the base of where it is and says, okay, a developer is going to buy this property, and then the increment can be used. Well, we can use more than the increment. We can start at 0 if we need to.
Any other questions? Thank you, Joe. Move to approve. Roll call.
Reedman.
Yes.
Helgerson.
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
McKinney.
Yes.
Tapio.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, we'll move to the approval of the Lear contract. At the previous meeting, the board approved the proposed housing technical assistance partnership with Lear Development. The final contract is now being presented for approval. Although the partnership itself was previously approved and the total contract amount exceeds the executive director's individual contracting authority and therefore requires formal board approval. The contract will support the OIPA's housing-related planning and technical assistance efforts in accordance with the scope and terms included in the board packet. Is there a motion to approve? Second? Discussion?
Thank you. Just one question related to Article 3 compensation. There's a monthly $15,000 cap. Is there a contract cap for this agreement?
So yes, that's the short answer, but they will be billing hourly, and our invoice is based on that, but we tried to cap it at $15,000 for budgetary reasons.
For the total contract or?
Per month. It is per month.
What about for the total engagement?
So, well, I guess it's 15 times 12 for the annual, and then it's a 2-year contract.
Any other questions?
Gary or staff, could you just talk a little bit about how this development partner kind of fits in with what we're doing with HRNA for the strategic plan versus Oak on the other aspects of our real estate work?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you highlight just the scope of work, Lear Development is going to be able to connect the dots between not only what HRNA is looking at as far as a housing development strategy for OIPA, but the actual on-the-ground engagement with developers who are in the midst of trying to do development work in real time. Right now, there are close to 90 potential units of projects just on the southern portion of the Innovation District space. And right now, our best benefit is to have an expert like Lear Development come in and do housing development advice, also analyzing the actual projects, evaluation, also exploring how it might benefit opportunities within OIPA's boundary. So this is a holistic approach to make sure that we're not leaving developers who are potentially new developers or existing developers in the lurch. So almost having someone advise, guide, and support these projects as they come through, and especially as we earmark funds that we talked about with Commissioner Phillips, was to put in earmark funds for housing development. We wanted to make sure that we align those with an advisor to support that work too.
Thank you. Can you maybe speak to the scope of work that justifies the cost?
Absolutely. So on your back page of your packets, there's a highlight. So item A in the scope of work, Article 2, will highlight that Lear Development will do kind of the strategic leadership components. They'll highlight engaging with the developers within the boundary, also stakeholders, implementing strategies, also advising on housing production, community investment, and long-term neighborhood sustainability and revitalization. These core services also include advice on housing development opportunities, evaluating development opportunities, recommending implementation approaches. So that means that developers that pitch or propose options for funding from us, that Lear can help align with those things that are our priorities as well. Collaborate with us as far as evaluating, identifying, and coordinating funding opportunities as well for supportive housing development efforts. And just really quickly, there's also leveraging existing relationships that we have with partners, philanthropic, private, lenders, you name it. And so I think this is a great opportunity for us, staff believes so, and making sure that we're not only resourcing other capital, but potentially supporting those developers to make sure that their projects actually come to fruition.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Roll call.
Reedman.
Yes.
Helgerson.
Yes.
Warren.
Yes.
Phillips. McKinney,
Yes.
Tapio, White. Motion carries.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to the approval of the impact funds, which is the next action item. The impact fund subcommittee reviewed the eligible applications and developed the funding recommendations, including the board brief. The recommended awards support businesses and development projects within the OIP boundary and are intended to advance entrepreneurship, commercial revitalization, housing, job creation, and neighborhood investment. Because the total recommended funding in certain individuals' awards exceed the executive director's approval authority, formal board approval is required before the grant agreements can be finalized. And for just reference, the individuals that are receiving the impact fund grants are one, LT Butler Engineers LLC, which is receiving $50,000 for pre-development for a 39-unit housing project. Legacy Building LLC, $50,000 commercial property improvements. Mosley Property Management, $50,000 for commercial renovation and coffee shop. Tortola Development, $5,000 for startup assistance. Lots of Lines LLC, $25,000 for equipment acquisition. Deal LLC, $50,000 for food truck purchase and business expansion. And DC Hauling, $25,000 for dump truck purchase. Is there a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Any discussion? Can we get a summary from the staff on the process? And
Sure, Senator. I think it would be best to give Jen a chance to highlight the hard work from her and the Impact Committee. So just give her a moment to walk up. And Catherine, maybe she can borrow your mic. All right, great.
Yes, so we advertised in multiple places the availability of the impact grant funds. Then there was on our website, the applications, and I personally interviewed the applicants. Unfortunately, we encountered a lot of the applicants were outside of our boundaries. So a lot of great businesses that are just outside of the OIPA boundary. And several of those have a desire to be in our boundary, and so we want to keep in touch with them and make sure that we're facilitating that to help them get to their goals. So our grant levels were based on the amount of years that the business has been in existence. And so those that have been over 3 years, they were eligible for the maximum amount, which was $50,000. Our grant funds are to be matched, and so in no instance can our grant funds be more than 30% of the total project costs. And also we have to prove that they have the matching funds, and it's on a reimbursement basis. So they get the funds once the project has been implemented and either those dollars have been obligated or spent. So quite a bit we're requiring in some from 3 to 5 years of grant reporting and monitoring and looking at the KPIs that each project has. And so we'll be able to follow up with them for the next couple of years to make sure that there is some impact there with the money that we granted.
Thank you. Any questions? No? Okay, roll call.
Reedman,
Yes.
Helgerson,
Yes.
Warren,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Tapio, White.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, we'll move to the selection of board officers. At the request of the board, staff compiled the names of individuals who were nominated and confirmed their willingness to serve. The resulting slate was provided to the board in advance. The confirmed nominees are for Chair, Terrell McKinney and Carmen Tapio; Vice Chair, Davio Phillips and Mike Reedman; Secretary, Carmen Tapio and Mike Helgerson; Treasurer, Carmen Tapio and Ernest White; Voting will be conducted by paper ballot. The chief of staff will collect and tally the ballots, and the results will be provided to the chair for announcement. Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, are we voting by office in descending order? Is that the process for us?
Just all together. Yep.
Just one ballot. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. So we have the results. For chair, it is Terrell McKinney. And next for vice chair, Mike Reedman. Secretary, Mike Helgerson. And treasurer, Ernest White. Thank you. Do we gotta do anything else? Any motions on this? No. Oh, any public comment on our action items?
I'd just like to say, before you start my time, it's a shame one black woman on there and nominated for 4 spots or 3 spots, and you couldn't get one. There's something wrong with this program here. Now, my questions, and I guess I've got to give them all since you put everything so we couldn't get any comment behind each one. One, on the impact grants award, the reporting, how will that be handled? When is it due? Is there a time limit on those awards that have to be completed and so forth? Second, I would like to know, are those applications for the Impact Grant Awards, since this is a public, are those available and how to go about obtaining them? Third is the approval of the Lear contract. I would like to know, how do I get a copy of the Lear contract? And also, will there be more information on your website or somewhere, or do I have to ask that question direct on the conduit bonding, since it's really not clear? The last question, and I can hardly read my own handwriting, was, how are you investing in addressing being addressed? That one you get to skip because I can't read my own handwriting, so I was trying to write real fast, so you got off the hook, but I probably sent it to you anyway.
Any other comments? No? All right, we'll move on to the next item 7, inaugural awards.
All right, so Senator, we are going to take a pause, a break to set up for that if you're okay, and let people get refreshments, food, and then we'll come back in maybe 15 minutes or so to start that off, if that's okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Maestro, music, please.
Catherine, how are you? Good. Very busy. Good. The good kind of busy that makes you want to show up, but lots of things. There's a lot of different things, but good things. Just trying to make the most of it. No. Oh, it's been a disaster. I think we're getting through it. I think we're in the second fiscal year. But it's just been,
Good evening, everyone. So while our annual meeting got wrapped up a little earlier than anticipated, we encourage you to mingle. They're refreshing the food. Use those drink coins. And our awards will continue as scheduled at 6:30.
Next week for government. Yeah, and this is
Harlem Nights is the theme. How many of you have actually seen the movie Harlem Nights? Small group. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of movie trivia once people get back into the room. How do you like the sound of that? All right, we're gonna take that time to do the trivia, and then we'll move into the awards piece. But first things first, Senator McKinney and the rest of our board members, if I could just have you all come to the front so that we can execute the adjournment of the board meeting. So if I could have all OIPA board members come to the front. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is sufficient, Joel, for, yep. So, Senator, all you're going to do is, just adjourn the meeting. Everyone's here to just support that adjournment, and then we'll move on. We have Mr. Phillips coming in the room now. You do not need to be up here for the ceremony, though. So as soon as the senator does this, you're free to have a seat and relax. All right, Senator.
Thank you. I move to adjourn the meeting. Roll call.
Reedman?
Yes.
Helgerson? Yep. Warren? Yes. Phillips? McKinney?
Yes.
Tapio? Yes. White? No. No? Motion carries.
Mic check, mic check. Okay, so this is a little of a curveball, which the team knows I like to do. I'm going to ask the question of all of you. Everyone know what the theme of tonight is. What's the theme? Harlem Nights. I'm going to ask again, how many of you in the audience have seen Harlem Nights? Jen, you can raise your hand now. All right. So this scene takes place in the 1930s, correct? That's the only thing I'm going to give you all. Now, I'm going to ask questions. Those of you who do not know the answers, that's okay. No chat GPT, please. All right. First question, and just don't shout out, just by show of hands. All right. First question. Who wrote and directed and starred in Harlem Nights? I got a hand up. Eddie Murphy is the answer. Is that right? Yes. All right. Give her a round of applause. Okay. What legendary comedian played Sugar Ray, who I'm dressed like tonight? All right. Richard Pryor. Okay. Give him a round of applause. That's right. Okay. Okay. What is Eddie Murphy's character's name? Show of hands, don't shout. All right, Chief. Quick. All right. Quick. You shot my brother. Quick. All right. What is the name of Sugar Ray and Quick's nightclub? Ooh, okay. Ooh, she's right. Give her a round of applause. Club Sugar Ray. Club Sugar Ray. Did you call it? All right. Okay, I gave you this answer already, but I just want to hear what decade is Harlem Nights set in? All right, Ernest. 1930s is right. Give Ernest a round of applause. He was listening. All right. What actress played the memorable Vera? Chief, again. Della Reese. Give her a round of applause. Clearly, somebody's seen this movie more than once. All right, okay. Okay, we're going to pause on this, so don't finish it. But just, let's all cheer if we know what the answer is. Finish the famous Vera line. Kiss my entire clap. Just clap. All right, clap. Okay. All right. All right. You can think of what that was. All right. Which legendary comedian played Benny Wilson? This is a hard one. Oh. Was that you, Joel? Oh, okay. Did somebody raise their hand?
Oh, I can't.
You can't? I saw some. Everybody's putting their hands down. Go ahead. Red Fox. Okay. I thought I heard it yelled out. Someone's going
Gary, since I can't participate, I just want to say, so you want to hit people with garbage cans?
That's a good one. All right. Just a few more. What city provides the setting for the movie? City. Hand raise. Thank you, New York City. That's great. Specifically where, though? Harlem. Okay. Hey, Mike got that one. Okay, Mike. All right. Who played the gangster Bugsy Calhoun? This is a tough one. Somebody grabbed their phone. I saw that. All right, I'll give you the answer. It's Michael Lerner. 2 more final questions. All right. This one is a little harder. All right. Okay, the Harlem Nights brought together 3 generations of groundbreaking comedians, black comedians. Name all 3 by order of greatness. This is subjective. Go ahead, you first. Go ahead, Ernest. Okay, we got one answer. Chief? Robin Harris, that's right. Okay, that's a good answer. Anybody else? A different answer? Okay, all right, great. Just a few more, really quickly. This is going to be a tough one. What? Oh, it says Red Fox, Richard Pryor, and Eddie Murphy. Yeah. And so it depends on your taste, right? Okay. What year was Harlem Nights released in the movies? When did it come out? I'll give you a hint. It was in the 80s. Okay. Nope. No, 80s. All right. Last chance. The answer is 1989. 1989. All right, last one. True or false? Eddie Murphy received an Academy Award nomination for directing Harlem Nights. Who said false? Was that the Reedmans? Oh, he said true. False. He did not, but they should have, right? Okay. All right, those are my questions. I really appreciate you, our team. Oh. For me, okay, you want to quiz me, okay. Thank you. So this is actually a great question. So why did we select Harlem Nights? So it's seen as set in the 1930s. And when I started to walk down 24th Street, one of the things I noted was the Omaha Star. And when you start to look back at when it was thriving, when it was moving, Mildred Brown, it is around the same timeline. And so I wanted to highlight some of the images. Manny Cook actually had some images from the 1930s and slightly ahead of that of North Omaha. And so what I was hoping for was a connection between Black Renaissance. And Black Renaissance happened here in Omaha as well in the 1930s and even before that. So thank you for the question, Ms. Weston. Okay, next steps are to get ourselves going. We've got maybe another 10 minutes, and then we are going to get started. Maestro, you can turn it up. Okay, it's 6:20, and you guys have been really, really gracious with your time. So I'm going to start ushering people in from outside, and we'll start my part because there's a whole lot of words to read to you all. So let's make sure we get that through and recognize the amazing people who are here to be recognized tonight. How are you all feeling? Oh, okay, let's try that again. How are you all feeling? Woo! I just needed to help you a little bit, that's all. So I'm going to put on my Sugar Ray hat, tilt it to the side. All right. Let's make sure, we're going to give people a few more minutes to walk in. I see a few scragglers out there. Mr. Phillips, are there more people out there? Okay. All right. I'm going to give people a few moments. Uh-oh, Manny's going to go pull people in.
The lovely humans in the hallway, please come join us back in the main space.
Looking sharp, Grant, 009. Okay, when the doors close, I'll begin. James, when the doors close, I'll begin. Still got some new people showing up. We're good? All right. Okay. We'll get started. Okay, folks. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we pause to celebrate something bigger than projects, buildings, or investments. We celebrate people. Let's try that again. We celebrate people. Oh, that sounds good. Throughout history, every great community has been shaped by individuals who refuse to accept the status quo. People who believe that economic opportunities should not be determined by a zip code, but by vision, determination, and access. At the Omaha Inland Port Authority, we often talk about infrastructure, housing, jobs, and investment, but those are not the destination. They are the tools. The destination is economic liberation. Economic liberation means creating a future where families can be built by wealth, entrepreneurs, and grow businesses. Young people can see opportunity in their own neighborhoods, and every resident has a fair chance to succeed. You guys agree with that? All right. This is what this award process is about. This is why it matters. OIPA Economic Liberation Awards recognizes leaders who have challenged the barriers, created opportunities, inspired transformational change, not just through words, but through action. Their work has expanded access to capital, opened doors for others, strengthened neighborhoods, and advanced the opportunity and belief that prosperity can be shared. Tonight, we honor those whose leadership reminds us of the truth about economic development, which is ultimately about people. It is about expanding opportunity, restoring hope, and building communities where the next generation can dream bigger because someone chose to invest in them. Please join me as we begin the presentation of the Omaha Inland Port Authority Economic Liberation Awards and celebrate those who are helping to shape stronger, more prosperous future for North Omaha and the entire Omaha community. Thank you. Let's begin. First and foremost, we have what's called the Bridge Builder Award. The Bridge Builder Award recognizes an individual who brings people, organizations, and ideas together to advance economic opportunity within the Omaha Inland Port Authority boundary. This recipient demonstrates exceptional leadership, collaboration, and a commitment to building trust relationships across neighbors, businesses, government, and community partners. Our next honoree, and first of the night, is not only someone who's championed collaboration throughout our community, but has also helped shape the Omaha Inland Port Authority from within. As a member of our Community Advisory Committee, Candace Price has generously shared her time, insight, and unwavering commitment to ensuring that voices of our neighbors and neighborhoods remain central to the work. Candace understands that lasting economic transformation is built on trust, relationships, bringing people together, and a shared vision. Through her leadership, advocacy, and dedication to the community, she has consistently served as a bridge between residents, organizations, businesses, and public partners. For her outstanding commitment to collaboration, we want to celebrate and honor her to present her with the Omaha Inland Port Authority Bridge Builder Award. Candace, congratulations.
Good evening. I did not come prepared to say a few words, but when given the opportunity to grab the mic, I just want to say thank you very much to everyone who's been a part of this process. I know that it hasn't been easy for our board members, for the CAC, for our new staff, and our staff who's now reached a year, but I'm so grateful that everyone will continue to put forth time, to put forth effort. When you're in a volunteer role, it's easy to not take it seriously. It's easy to not make every meeting, right? It's easy to leave early or to pass the buck. But no one that's been involved in this process has done that. Everyone has fought really hard. Everyone has wanted to share. That's the part that's most important to me, is the part of transparency, openness, and inviting others along. Come on and let us teach you. Let us share. Let us show you how you can be a part, because it will impact you. Not only will it impact you, it's going to impact all of your future generations, what we do here today. So thank you so much for allowing me to be a part, and thank you for being a part.
All right, let's give another round of applause to Candace. Okay, up next is the Heart of the Port Award. This award is tied to recognizing nonprofits, community-based organizations, educational institutions, or public sector partners that demonstrates outstanding commitment to the people and neighborhoods within the Inland Port Authority boundary. This recipient's work represents strength in community well-being, expanding access to opportunity, and ensuring that residents remain the center focus of development and investment. Strong communities are built by institutions that believe that every person deserves the opportunity to learn, grow, and succeed. Few organizations have demonstrated that commitment more consistently than the Metropolitan Community College. For decades, Metro has been a gateway to opportunity, preparing students for meaningful careers, supporting long-term learning, partnering with businesses, nonprofits, and public agencies to strengthen our region's workforce and economy. For OIPA, this work is tied to creating pathways to quality jobs, entrepreneurship, housing, innovation. Metropolitan Community College has been an invaluable member in doing this work across the board in North Omaha, providing access to people who call North Omaha home. It is an honor to recognize Metropolitan Community College with the Omaha Inland Port Authority Heart of the Port Award for its unwavering commitment to expanding opportunity, investing in people, and helping build stronger communities. Please join me in congratulating Metropolitan Community College. Thank you.
Well, thank you. My name is Nate Berry on behalf of Randy Smazel and Metropolitan Community College. You know, Candace said it so well, but so we appreciate the recognition, but probably more importantly, we appreciate the opportunity to walk alongside you and grow the community in which we live, in which we work, in which we love. So thank you for trusting and leaning on MCC, and welcome to MCC, and I hope everybody enjoyed the food tonight, and I hope you have a great time. Thank you.
Okay, we also have the award that is now an inaugural moment, which is one that is called the Anchor of the Port Award. The Anchor of the Port Award recognizes and establishes a business who has made significant and lasting contribution to economic growth in the OIPA boundary. The recipient demonstrates strong commitment to the community through investment, job creation, workforce development, responsible business practices, or continued operation and expansion in the area. So today, we want to talk about something that happened earlier this year. In partnership with the Omaha Economic Development Corporation, we celebrate a milestone for the Omaha Inland Port Authority and North Omaha. Pacific Engineering made a bold commitment by selecting the Airport Business Park 5906 Abbott Drive as the home for its newest expansion. That decision represents far more than new facility. It represents confidence in our community, confidence in our workforce, confidence in the future of the OIPA. Pacific Engineering's investment with something that will create 150 new jobs, high quality jobs, averaging salaries starting at $75,000 per year. Also, when I ran the numbers, I saw that just this investment alone is in the tune of millions of dollars of investment solely through economic impact. And so I want to slow down a little bit and let you all just give a round of applause solely for the purpose of what we're all here for, which is economic impact and job creation for North Omaha. So please give Pacific Engineering a round of applause. This Anchor of the Port Award honors businesses that invest not only in facilities, but in people, neighborhoods, and long-term prosperity. As you heard tonight, Pacific Engineering has agreed to a community benefits agreement with the Omaha Economic Development Corporation, Omaha Inland Port Authority, and your community. So without further ado, please join us in welcoming and announcing the Port Authority's Anchor of the Port Award to Pacific Engineering.
Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you for the intro. Thank you all that are here tonight. And special thanks to all the board members and everybody that works with the board members. We are very honored to receive this award. I wrote a few things down because otherwise I'll forget. But I didn't really come to plan to have a speech, but I'm kind of speechless right now. So I wanted to make sure I put down a few things. We're very honored, the entire organization of PI, to receive the Anchor of the Port Award. We plan to live up to the goals that have been discussed tonight that a company that's an anchor company will complete. So that is our main goal. We're here to create jobs, but not only we're here to create jobs, we're here to be part of the community. We're here to help grow the community because it's more than just jobs, right? But those jobs are important because that helps with the housing development, helps with other business development. As Gary mentioned, the economic impact to the entire community is important. And that's really our top goal for coming here. And the company was started in Lincoln, Nebraska. And Lincoln's a great area. But Omaha, we saw this coming a few years ago. Said, you know, we're going to expand. We really need to expand in a larger area, and plus just the, you know, not Omaha as itself, but North Omaha is where we really are going to put our focus. We want to hire folks from North Omaha. We want to create opportunities. We want to make an impact in this community. Okay? And I will personally say, I'm actually moving to Omaha. So I'm in both feet. I'm in, all the way in. So it's just not a matter of us, you know, coming in and creating jobs. Special thanks to OEDC, Omaha Economic Development Corporation, Mr. Maroney and George Cello and his entire team. We really appreciate the fact that they are allowing us and see our vision and supporting us. It's been a major, we wouldn't be able to do it without them. So we really appreciate your support, and we continue to help that support and hopefully, you know, do other projects together as well. This is just the beginning. I also want to thank Senator McKinney. Ever since you've been in the legislation, we met many years ago, and you've been a big supporter of businesses, and especially, you know, businesses that want to expand. And so we thank you very much for all the work that you've done, hard work you've done. You've been key. Let me make sure I don't have my glasses on. So, once again, we're honored to get this. We will be creating jobs now. As we mentioned, our goal is 150 jobs, but that's only the first goal. So we want to expand beyond that. And so far, it looks like the business will grow. So we put no limit on the number. You know, we want to get hundreds and hundreds of jobs in this area. So we just want to thank you all again. And hopefully we'll be back next year to tell you about all the great success that's happened over the last year. Okay? Thank you again.
All right. How you all feeling? Good? Good? All right. We got 27 more of these, and then we'll be done, all right? Just kidding. This is really awesome, though. I just want to make a special acknowledgement to Mr. Maroney in the back. Not only has he done this in support of the community, but I don't think people realize just how many years, and I'm just not trying to age you here, Mike, he's been at this work. And anyone knows who does economic development work, it's a thankless job sometimes, right? And there are peaks and valleys, there are hiccups and reasons to give up. I don't think that's ever been something that Mr. Maroney has ever done. He's always shown up and looked for ideas and opportunities for the community. So just, if you all don't mind, just giving an acknowledgement to Mr. Maroney and OEDC. Okay, Now we're moving on to another award that I really love that the team helped to put this together, and really excited to share this. This actual recipient is someone who I've crossed paths with in my journey in Omaha and Nebraska, and so just to see this happening and what's happening with this entity is really exciting. So the Rising Enterprise Award. The Rising Enterprise Award recognizes an emerging or growing small business that demonstrates innovation, resilience, and strong potential for continued success. The recipient contributes to the vitality of OIPA area while creating economic opportunity, providing valued production through services, building a foundation for long-term growth. As a proud North Omaha native, Shannon Teamer has built I Am Better Than Me around a simple but powerful belief that growth begins with a commitment to become a better you than you were yesterday. What started as an idea has grown into an emerging platform, brand focus on personal development, community, empowering people to reach their full potential. Shannon's entrepreneurial journey reflects the resilience, innovation, and determination that defines the Rising Entrepreneur Award. Through his work, he's creating more than just a business. He's building a movement that encourages continuous growth while demonstrating the successful entrepreneurs that can also have meaningful social impact. This year, Shannon also became a valued partner with the OIPA. The swag that you see, our merchandise and apparel for contractors, he has built those. For the board members, when you see our logo or our shirts or hats, think of I Am Better Than Me. So, it is my honor to present the Omaha Inland Port Authority Rising Entrepreneur Award to Shannon Teamer, founder of I Am Better Than Me.
I'm a little shorter than everybody else. Good evening, everybody. Oh, man. This is a surprise, to be quite honest. I'm going to be really, really short. But 85% of people worldwide experience limited self-worth. And we want to change that number with I Am Better Than Me. That's what that's about. It's about being and becoming the self you imagine. Whatever that is inside of your mind, inside of your brain, no matter what your circumstances are, no matter who you are, no matter outside expectations, like you can become that version of yourself. I'm an individual that's doing that, and I'm on that journey. And it's about celebrating the process. A lot of times we look at the results only, but that process, that journey, that practice, that's what matters most. And when you find joy in the presence of that, that's I Am Better Than Me. So we built a platform that's live right now, IamBetterThanMe.com. You can go on, plug in the attributes or the characteristics of who you are right now, plug in the attributes of the self you want to be, and we create that path. You get access to curated media directly personalized for you, for anybody on planet Earth, all right? You get access to media, you get access to editorial. So if you like to read articles or you like to read newsletters, that's what we're going to provide for you. You get access to a community of people that support you along the way. Like, you inspire me, so I'm not posting the results, I'm posting the process, right? So if I go and find some thread for OIPA and it's the wrong thread, I'm posting that process. I got to go back to the store and get some new thread. Or if I'm just starting my workout journey and my body ain't in the shape that, you know, that result that I want to see, I'm going to post that part. But then you got people that love and appreciate that part of that process. I Am Better Than Me is all about that. But it's also about See this right here? This is the platform. So it's scientifically proven. There's two parts of our formula, I would say, is subconscious programming, because anything that we receive through our senses impacts our actions, all right? And so that media, we're gonna curate that media for the actions that you wanna provide for yourself, that you wanna interact with. And then we have a pathway, it's a 111-day pathway. So 21 days makes a habit, 90 days makes a lifestyle, but the 21 days plus the 90 days, that equals permanent lifestyle change. So we have a 111-day pathway that we inspire you along the way through curated media, access to all of this content on I Am Better Than Me. And then we have not only just the apparel that we provide for OIPA, but we got I Am Better Than Me apparel as well, designed by myself, designed by designers and artists from the city. Sky Ree, we just did a collaboration with Sky Ree that's on the website right now. And ultimately what we want to do is we want to give artists a percentage of those sales, because we promote independence, artistic independence as well. So that is I Am Better Than Me. There's so much more to it, but I'll say go to the website, sign up, and see what it's all about. One last thing I'll say, I said I was going to be short, but I mean, I'm up here now. So this past weekend, we partnered with the Indian Institute of Informational Technology. I have a staff of 2 people right now. I still work a 9 to 5. I have a staff of 2 people, and they helped out with building this hackathon that we hosted at the Indian Institute of Informational Technology, a 24-hour hackathon that now we have an agentic curator, an AI agent that is your personal agent that'll help you along your path to the self you imagine. And the top 2 people that were the winners, we're bringing them on starting September 1st for a 6-month internship, so they can really build that out for you all and for us and for me. So I come from North Omaha. I grew up right behind King Science Center, 23rd Manderson, and I'm back here today just to support, and I appreciate everything. So thank you all.
Hold on 1 second, because your family, your wife, actually reached out to us, and you have another gift here. So, Ms. Yo, go ahead.
So this is from your lovely bride, who I love as well, and your beautiful sons, handsome. We are proud of you. This community is proud of you, and it's my pleasure to be able to provide these beautiful roses for you, my dear.
All right, another round of applause for a North Omaha native. Okay, folks, you have been very gracious with your time, and so we want to close out with one final port award that is very instrumental, and this is really important because without this person, none of us would be in this room. And so I want to go ahead and highlight this. Give me a moment. If I tear up, okay. We don't have any tissue out here, but someone has it. Okay. This is the Port Pioneer Award. Recognizes individuals who vision, leadership, and commitment have helped lay the foundation for transformational economic development. It honors those who have come before them by finding a way to define, rebuild, and bring people together around a shared vision, creating conditions for lasting community impact. This award celebrates the pioneering spirit that drives innovation, expands opportunity, and builds a strong future that is bold and unwavering dedication to economic liberation. Every transformative idea begins with someone willing to ask a question. Why not here? Before there was an Omaha Inland Port Authority, before there was investment, partners, property acquisitions, development plans, bow tie guy, there was the vision that North Omaha deserved to be a place where opportunity could grow, businesses could thrive, and families could build generational wealth. That vision was championed by Senator Terrell McKinney. Through his leadership, determination, unwavering belief in the potential of North Omaha, Senator McKinney helped turn an ambitious idea into reality. He understood that economic development is about more than attracting investment. It's about creating pathways to ownership, entrepreneurship, jobs, housing, long-term prosperity for people who call this community home. His leadership brought together voices, local partners, state leaders, public-private organizations around a shared vision that Nebraska's first Inland Port Authority should be an economic development project. It should become an economic catalyst for economic liberation. That pioneering spirit is exactly what this award is about and represents. So, tonight, I am so humbled to give you all the announcement that Senator Terrell McKinney is our inaugural Port Pioneer Award recipient.
Thank you. Thank you, Gary. Thank you to the port. Thank you to the staff. I don't know. I mean, honestly, this is part of the reason why I ran for office, you know, to try to do my part and to try to change what North Omaha is perceived as and what people think is possible for people from North Omaha. I grew up here, so I've heard everything that people have to say about North Omaha, and I wanted to, in my position as a state senator, change that. You know, working with Senator Justin Wayne, we sat at a table. Actually, we didn't even sit at a table. He was on a mountain in Kilimanjaro in Africa. The ARPA legislation passed. He called me like, hey, I'm on this mountain. Look up this, you know, legislation that just passed. So we just started studying it, and we put a plan together, and everybody thought we was crazy to say we wanted, at the time, I think $450 million from the state. And people was looking at us like, are y'all tripping? And we was like, no, actually, when you dig into the numbers and everything, it was justified. So through that path, we were able to secure actually $450 million. But it, you know, it's, you know, just going through the legislative process, a lot of things changed over time, and we wanted to make sure that we had an entity. Senator Wayne had passed the Inland Port Authority legislation a couple years prior, but Omaha had never applied for it. So we were like, let's set some funds to an Inland Port Authority in the city of a metropolitan class, which is Omaha, and begin Inland Port Authority, so we could make sure there's a centralized entity that is focused on making sure this money just doesn't go to waste. And that was the biggest thing, because the one thing we kept telling ourselves throughout the process, and still to this day, I don't want to look back 10 years from now and nothing happened and change didn't occur. And that's the one fear I go to sleep with every night, which is why I sometimes ask a lot of wild questions, because that's what keeps me up at night, is that we've invested these dollars, and my colleagues always ask me when I'm in Lincoln, what's going on with the projects in North Omaha, what's going on with the money. Number one, because they want to take it back, but two, because it's a lot of money that got invested that never happened in our district and in our community, and they just want to know. And, you know, I'm thankful for the staff, I'm thankful for the board. You know, we all took a risk on this, and all of this was a risk, and I'm thankful that y'all were willing to lend your, you know, time and patience with this process. Y'all didn't have to say yes, and that y'all wanted to be a part of this. So give a hand to the board, honestly. Because I'm a person, I don't think I know everything, and I will never know everything, and that's why, you know, we have a lot of great people on the board that's a part of this, that know, in a lot of ways, know a lot more than me in a lot of different aspects. And I'm just thankful for just everything that's going on, and I'm hopeful to see everything go forward and progress. And this time next year, somebody asked me what I want to see next year. I was like, I want to see something being built on 30th. I want to see jobs. I want to come in the room and say, this person works at PEI, or this person works at another entity. That's what I want to see next year, is more progress, because I think that's what North Omaha deserves. So thank you.
All right, another round of applause for the senator. Okay, before I bring up Ms. Yo, I wanted to acknowledge, first and foremost, again, as Senator said, our board members. Please give a round of applause for the board members. What the senator did not say was they have taken a lot of time out of their space to build this up. And for quite a while, they have been a strong working board. And even today, there's some times where they feel like, hey, we don't need all this information. You guys can make these decisions. And so they have spent multiple years doing this work. So just another round of applause for people who are really volunteering their time and efforts and believe in this. Second, I don't think we would have all the success without the board, but also without this small team, a motley crew of people who really believe in what you all have to offer in North Omaha and really bleed the effort to get it done. And that's partnerships, but it's also our staff. So if you all wouldn't mind giving a round of applause to the staff in the back, Maya, who's here, and I think James is in here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Also want to highlight for this event, which we wanted to just do something simple. As you can see, there are some nice touches all over, and then outside, you can see our attire. While I mentioned a theme, this is not my idea coming to fruition. It's actually, I want to say it's the team and Ms. Yo. So Ms. Yo was the leader in putting this event on, so if we can give her a round of applause. And then also all the board paperwork analyses and tracking things that have gone left or right. I just want to give acknowledgement to Maya, who is always willing to go the extra mile to get things done. So, and then last but not least, we have our CAC members here, and Joe, who's pacing because he has something to say, I'm sure. These folks have also volunteered their time when things looked really dicey a year and a half ago, and there was communication that just wasn't accurate, and they had to dabble with that and still do. And so just want to give a round of applause to Councilwoman Goodwin, who's sitting back here, and to all the members who are at this table. And if I missed anyone, please raise your hand if you're a part of the CAC. Just really want to make sure you all know this is really the effort of the community, and so just give you all a round of applause for your efforts in this space. Okay, I want to thank you all. I'm going to step away, and Ms. Yo is going to close us out.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed our inaugural annual meeting and awards. Did you have a good time? Was the food good? Y'all got your coins, right? Okay. Well, it has been, I just want to say it has been such an honor, and I have shared with the team daily. I chose to come to OIPA because I love North Omaha. Y'all have heard me say it before, 2125 Emmett is where I was raised, and I wanted to be a part of this amazing thing. And I am so grateful to our board, to our CAC, to our staff, and our community. But we need your support in helping us share this message of what we are doing. We're not saying we are doing, and we need your support to help share that good message, because next year, our next annual meeting, I want to see this room tripled in size. So you have your assignment. Check our Facebook, check our website for all of the information. But this has truly been an honor of my career. I am so grateful to our team We are 6 strong, but we are 6 powerful, with guidance from our board and our CAC really helping us bring community together. But I want to thank you all for coming out, and thank you. Y'all look good, honey. Y'all look good. I just want y'all to know y'all look good. Thank you for coming out. The rest of the evening is please mingle, network. There's still a little food out there. Make sure that you get in front of that step and repeat. And immediately following my closing remarks, we're going to ask all of our award winners to go out to the step and repeat so we can get group and individual photos with you all. And with that, have a wonderful evening.